we did see a sign talking about armadillos there at the front, and there we have one of our little slightly furry friends, because they do have a little bit of hair on them. If you've never seen an armadillo up close. And I feel like we're at Parc de Famille all over again. What's going on, you guys? We are back for day 6 of Vlogmas. I'm Connor O'Reilly with Team OTB Discs, and the last couple days of Vlogmas have been a little diabolical. I'm down 2 discs. We lost a compass yesterday to the treetops at Dreamland, more like nightmares. And we also lost a faith to the behemoth at Bimbrook. So I'm down to 4 discs here as I pull up to the parking lot of my 173rd course ever played here in Smithville, Texas, just east of Bastrop. We're at Riverbend Park, an 18-hole course along the banks of the Colorado River. Should be a lot of fun, and man, I'm really wishing I had some more discs to really showcase some of the lines out here. Looks like there's some open spaces. We'll just have to keep our eyes peeled, you know. You never know what you're gonna find out here. And oh my gosh, what is that? The leading edge? Placed precariously where only tall people can grab it? Oh my gosh, you guys. From OTB Discs? Is this a box of only the best discs in existence to help me produce only the best content? Let's check it out. What we got in here? Oh my gosh, you guys, I feel like a kid on Christmas. Santa truly does exist, and he might work at OTB Discs. That's all I gotta say. What kind of a mixture do we have here? We got quite the bundle, and we're gonna have gone from only what's in the basement to only the best options in disc golf, and we're now gonna have a bunch of stickers to add to every giveaway that we're gonna do. Ooh, a little OTB Open. Those are for me, you know, non-repeats. Those are for me. It's my Christmas, all right, mine. Oh, we got these sweet little floral, kind of with the ferns in the back stamps. We're really digging these. So we'll definitely be adding these to spice up any giveaways we do during Vlogmas. Who knows what other good stuff they got hidden in here. All right, let's see what kind of discs we got. I asked them to send me the 25 of their best sellers. They carry every single disc you could think of on the market. And Danny helped me build the best bag available. All right, well, I don't want to bore you guys and talk about every single disc in here. I'm going to go through, check out what they gave me. I still only have my shoulder bag as of right now, so hopefully a bag upgrade will be coming soon, you know. But we'll see. We'll see how many we can fit in the shoulder bag. We'll pick the ones that we want. Ooh, we had the cool call-up record that we found, and now we have the Eagle McMahon Creator Series. A little Kobe Bryant, purple and gold. I mean, that's probably making the bag. Anyways, we'll show you guys the rest of those discs as Vlogmas goes on, because this is going to be the lineup that I'm going to be throwing. I'm going to pick a few out, and I'll see you on T1 here at Riverside. All right, I've narrowed it down since I can only fit like a dozen discs in here, or as many as I can really cram. Putting with that steady. Fun approach backhands with the Spore. Got the Watt for straight putter backhand duties. I've heard a lot of good stuff about this one. Got a Zone forehand backhand hyzer approaches. MD3 for all those straight mid-range shots. The Mutant for those beefy mid-range shots. We've got, for all you Austin locals, we got a Patrick Brown Diamondback. I think that's supposed to be like a 9-speed straight to slightly overstable, so we'll see how this flies. We've got MVP Crave for those straight to turning fairway shots. We have the MVP Orbital, which is definitely looking like a roller disc by the shape of it. Shout out to the homie Paige Pierce. We got one of her drives, a new driver in her lineup, control driver, I think 10-11 speed. Also seeing some of the MPO guys liking this one, so excited for this to try this one out, maybe in a tailwind or something. And then we got Kobe Bryant, our Eagle McMahon Cloudbreaker. This thing feels significant. I like it. Hole 1 out here is 363 feet. You can see it straight ahead. Great myrtle trees on the right, making you not be able to just throw a hyzer as a right-hand player. 1 crepe myrtle and then 1 tree beyond it there on the left to keep you honest as a lefty or a forehand player. And we also have this road out of bounds long and left to deal with. I'm going to go with that MVP Crave. You know, a lot of times maybe I'd go to that MD3 here and hit it hard, but seeing as I'm not warm, we've been sitting in the car waiting for this misty fog to leave us all day, but it hasn't. So we're just gonna get out here, get it done, play my Crave nice and smooth, At the crepe myrtle on the left, let it bank right. Oh, it's actually kind of stable. Oh my gosh! I almost went OB, babe. I'll throw another one. Two off the top. Yeah, we're definitely going 2 off the top, you guys. Maybe I should throw the MD3, like I said I would. I'm just gonna pretend I'm warm, because I'm always warm. I'm always ready. Iron Samurai. We got a couple Eagle McMahon discs hanging out here. Shout out to the bird. And I mean, yeah, I guess I showed right there why I would probably throw an MD3 on this hole. We're taking that. Cowboy start. All right, first putt with the steady. See how we're feeling. Felt good though, felt right. Just had a little too much want on it. Sometimes on putts like that where I feel like, you know, maybe of course gods are watching over me and they know I threw 2 off the tee, so they're like, you can't make this putt. You're gonna try hard, but you're not gonna make it. You gotta get your par. And try again next time. Hole 2, 264 feet. Tucked into that row of trees straight ahead. There's a rather large canopy to avoid here off the tee. Left hand, backhand, spike hyzer. Right hand, forehand, spike hyzer are your options mainly. You can go straight at it, but you're gonna need a little bit of luck there. I'm going with that mutant forehand. Let's see what it's got. See if it really brings that different level beef. Stretch it straight a little bit. Gonna have a C2 putt there. Mutant definitely has some beef to it, but not crazy torque resistant where you can just pop anything on it like a Lucid X Justice. I feel like in the backhand it will be though. Yeah, my man Danny knew the exact equipment to send my way. You know, that putter is of my liking, I gotta say. And if you want some discs that are of your liking, you're gonna go to otbdiscs.com. Get those off-season needs, whether it's some backups for field work. Maybe you go through, look at all the discs that you threw into the water this year. Which one of those do you need to replace? And don't forget to use that code Connor for free shipping. Or use the code of your other favorite players. I'm not gonna be jealous. I just want you to go to otbdiscs.com because you will get only the best. It's true. Hole 3 is 395, and when you don't have trees to use their ancestors. Use this light post to make players pick a side, left or right. There is obviously this big oak cluster on the left to avoid. And looks like there's a road along in the basket. So this one's for all my ATX peeps. I'm going with that Diamondback. See how she handles this little baby hyzer. Whoa. Disc is way straighter than I expected. Oh, I might have just creeped onto that road there. I'm trying one more shot. You know, I am learning my discs. These are all brand new to me, so good to know that one's pretty neutral. Hey, you know what? Let's just go Kobe Bryant here. No guesswork. I wanted to stretch a fairway there because I know that's the perfect distance, but I can also just throw it higher and with a faster disc. That's down there right in line. A little bit soft. Hopefully that first one's in bounds. We'll see. Road edge is a little bit blurry here, but if it's out of bounds, then I think I'm out either way. Pull it into C2. Try to knock it down for the save here. Oh, tickle right side chain. Good pace, good height. Gotta keep it tight and low to the left there. With my aim point, since I'm right eye dominant, I prefer to aim slightly left of the basket. Helps me stay centered. You guys. From the outside, it looks like a cluster of oaks, but its magnificence has us misguided as you get in here, and it's literally just one massive root cluster. I guess technically this is one oak at this point. They're all kind of conjoined, and this is an incredible canopy in here. I might have just found, it's our new home, babe. We're staying here forever. There's going to be a number of things to avoid as you're on the tee of hole 4, a 356-foot par 3. First, telephone pole. Second, road out of bounds on the right. I'm guessing the cable line around the road is most likely the out of bounds marking. And then also, as you get towards the basket, there's a mandatory forcing you to the right side to keep you away from another fairway later in the course. I'm going Kobe Bryant cloud breaker here because I don't really like going up the gut on this one. So I'm going to hang it wide, see if we can crash in through the tree branches. Oh, I'm just short of the Mando. I don't know if I've missed it yet. That's going to be a tricky spot there. Might have to bust out the Spore. Honestly, might have to add the rangefinder to the bag next. Now that OTB leveled me up all the way to level like 80 probably with that care package, I got more inventory space, and I'm going to throw that rangefinder in because I'm having a hard time believing that's 356. It's got to be like 400. We just got some valuable info from some friendly locals. I asked them, is this one actually 356? They said no, it's over 400 feet. So I'm done trusting the T signs. They're cute. They're carved out of metal and everything, but they said it's from an old design. It's got tweaks since then. So when we need, we're going to consult with U-Disc, but I'll just try to go with the eye test for the most part. Got this mandatory to avoid. Didn't think I'd be forehanding the Spore for my first time trying it, but you know, sometimes things don't go to plan. And that's when you're ready for anything. Solid bid, solid bid. All right, you guys, we found one of my favorite tree trunks ever. I need to recreate this in bonsai form somehow. If you are a bonsai master and you know how I can do that, please let me know in the comments, because this is so cool. Good job, buddy. Hole 5 says 332 here on the metal sign. I kind of believe it on this one. Looks like this tee box has been here for a while. It's even got this little WWE railing in the back. All right, mandatory WWE style right here with the Iron Samurai. I forgot how to run up, did a double X step, I'm pretty sure, right there after my little WWE action. Gonna be a jumper with that steady. All right, enough playing around. I've thrown a couple of these discs. I kind of half know what they're doing now, so game on, Riverside Park. Seeing as we're on the tee of a 226-foot downhill hole with a drop off to the river behind it, and it's mystery box season for you disc maniacs. I used to be a mystery box guy myself. I'm gonna go with that Spore. I think this one was released in last year's mystery box. Popping on a little flat release here. Hopefully its floaty nature with the tall rim and the 155 gram weight will help me give it a run while staying short. Oh yeah, nice and floaty there from the Spore. Kept it short, was able to commit to a little bit of pop at least out of the hand. And we got a putt. Time to see how steady we're feeling. A bit more room than appeared off the tee. No problem when you're putting with only the best, given to you by only the best. Big boss man Danny, thank you, bro. Hole 7's a straight shot at 234-ish feet. We're gonna think about 250 is kind of what the mind's eye is telling me. We've got this one tree trunk right in the middle, kind of low ceiling, brought on by its limbs on the left. And for the right hand gap players, you're gonna have this willow tree to deal with. I'm trying to squeak just right of that tree trunk in front of the basket. And I'm gonna go with that Glow Watt 2024 OTB Open Edition. You're probably going to want to go buy one as soon as you see this first flight I've ever thrown with the disc right here. Absolutely, you're going to want to buy one when you can throw it that bad and still have a birdie look. Everything's good. I feel like if you mix Starkey Park and Seguin with Fox's Bend and Riverside in Victoria, Texas, this is the course that you get. The other Riverside. Oh, had the aim right, just a little bit low there. Got to throw closer on that shot though. I was flat with my release on the watt, even a little bit of turn, because I thought I might have some baby stability, but I forget, MVP is very scientific with their flight numbers, so I think they're one of the few companies I can actually trust when I see a flight number. Hole 8's the shortest hole yet. It says 210 on the metal etch sign. Seems to be about right. Right hand, backhand. Seems to be about the only play for a right hand player. Unless you like throwing just Anheuser forehands. But you know, if you do, that's your cup of tea, good for you. This stamp on this color shift, OTB run of zones, is super cool. Has the vial on it. Kind of reminds me of some old school action. We've been watching Lord of the Rings the last couple nights, so I feel like this is like the elixir of ace wisdom that I needed. Color shift zone, another first time flight. Why not? Oh, come on. Be the one. Oh, I hit the pole, or I hit the chain that holds these baskets into the ground, I think, or whatever the chains are doing there. I heard metal. First throw with that OTB color shift zone. Hit the basket, you know. That's how you build good memories with your new discs. And I've always wanted one of these color shifting discs. It gets a little more pale when it's not in the sun. And then even in today's muddle sun, it gets a little extra peachy color to it. Man, when the river is rushing and flooded, and it's up here just below this little kind of dock they have here, but it's pretty exhilarating, let me tell you, man. Colorado River, lifeblood of Central Texas. Our final hole of the front nine is perched upon the hillside right there. One real tree to beat, unless you're a lefty, then you got two to beat. Debating on what disc I want to play here. I think I want to go to that watt and try to make a correction. Now that I know it's pretty straight, I'm playing on a lot of hyzer underneath that medium cross branch there. Road long, that's why I'm choosing putter. Wow, tons of hyzer. That disc shows that it really wants to go straight, honestly slightly on the understable side. And this hole is far from 246, because I ripped that thing and I'm C2 short. Okay, the watt might have found circle one actually here. Quite a bit uphill. Oh, back cage. Somehow hit it without hitting a chain. Doesn't make much sense, but sometimes that's disc golf. Definitely should have played the zone there. Or maybe the MD3, because there's way more room long. I thought like you got up here to the flat and you were out of bounds just long in the basket. But I guess when you don't know a course, you gotta learn it. Hole 10 is 310-ish feet. Colorado River slopes starting about 30 feet right of the basket. One of the first left to right moving shapes on the course. I'm gonna go back to that Iron Samurai MD3. Make sure to give it a little healthy turn out of the hand. Hopefully it stays up, but it got blocked by the ghost of Dikembe Mutombo. We got a chip in. Just outside of comfortable putting range. That means we're going to the spore. Nice, soft, mushy upshot. All day. Easy, you know. Let's see if the steady can be the band-aid on the butchered hole here. Of course it can. Of course it can. On to the next. Hole 11, 177 feet. You can see the mandatory right of the pink ribbon tree right here, keeping you away from hole 12's tee box. While it does move right to left and typically would shape for a backhand right-hand backhand, I don't like how crowded and pinched it is. And I honestly feel like this one suits the right-hand forehand anhyzer better than it does the backhand. So that's what I'm going to throw with that color shift zone. Well overturned. Scooted up somewhere into circle 2. Thought it would have a little more beef than that. That was the first forehand with the zone though. Edge of circle range on the overturned forehand here. Alright. Y'all know my saying, adjusting is over adjusting. Just make the damn putt, son. Olive oil chains, wet disc. What could go wrong? Oh my god. Whoa. See how these guys are? Let you guys in on a little secret. You find these little reeds down by the river or anywhere kind of in Texas. It doesn't even have to be by the river, by creeks, whatever. They have a styrofoam inside, nice and lightweight. Usually they grow very straight, making them great spears and arrows. Typically, I'd take it here, I'd cut a little bit of the root, give me the point that I want. You know, I kind of like this guy. He's going to have a little bit of spiraling action to him. And that carrot is going to be dangerous. The critical strike carrot, you know, leave that on the end. Snap it off about here. You got to make sure you get a clean stab, or clean snap. It's a little too wet right now. And then you got, boom, arrow. Hole 12 looks to be the longest hole yet, 440-ish feet. Playing up that hill there, past the biggest tree, somewhere tucked on the right. Not really sure which the intended route is other than the straight shot into that hill, but I want to get on top of the hill. And because of that, I'm going to go get orbital on it. Throw my orbital. I think it's going to be a good roller disc, so I'm trying to roll it through this gap on the left, have it stand up as it goes up the hill. What could go wrong first time? I knew it. The orbital is going to be a good one for rolling. Hit the gap I wanted. Fell down the hill a bit at the end. But honestly, landing it on even more cut would have been great. I just wasn't sure if it was going to be that understable, but really is. Kind of matches my old hatchet. I like it. Good pick, Danny. We can see the band of the basket right there, perched on top of the hill. Going with the spore. Spore standstill. Solid line. Definitely holds the release angle that you put it on, assuming it is not too much speed behind it. Easy 3. I don't know if this one's a par 3 or 4. Seems like the one candidate so far for a par 4 on the course, but who knows anymore. A little bit of a hairy bullseye. We take our birds how we can get them. We did see a sign talking about armadillos there at the front, and there we have one of our little slightly furry friends, because they do have a little bit of hair on them. If you've never seen an armadillo up close. And I feel like we're at Parc des Familles all over again. Hole 13 is 270 feet, and I'm about to blow your mind. You know, I'm not taking any of the intended routes. Thanks to Caddy May, we're going orbital. Throwing it to the skies. She said, why not play crash shot over the top? I said, what do you mean? It doesn't even exist. And she said, yeah, use the back right of the tee and throw it to the left. And we have a disc called the orbital. So it's all coming together. Let's see how this one will go. Hopefully the disc doesn't flip over and scum-hawk on me. I just need it to like land on a roller angle and just kind of die out to the right. Okay. It's going to be left where it lands. Oh, well. Hey, it died out where it landed. Going sporbital for the birdies here. Oh, that freaking tree! I swear that thing was off the band. You know, probably wasn't going to go in, but it Felt the metal out of the hand. Turns out, Spike Annie, it's cool. It's cool. Hole 14, 249-ish feet. I'm guessing out of bounds on the right with the road, kind of, wherever that is, maybe. I don't know. Rough on your left with a kind of drainage wash down there. Two big bald cypress in the way. I'm going to go forehand with that mutant. Try to go a little bit more spike angle than last time I threw this disc. There's the angle we needed. Scoot it on up into a little ditch just short of the basket, it appears. Should be circle one. All right, there's our birdie. I'm ready to get on that train. We're getting on that birdie train all the way from the Colorado River, upstream of the Colorado River back to Austin. Hole 15 appears to be around 352 feet. This one plays downhill off the road here. Couple different lanes in. The biggest one with the most ceiling is going to be this left side option. Couple ways to get in on the right as well that are going to offer more limited ceiling and a few more tree trunks to beat. I'm going to go with that MD3 down the left side. Force a little turn out of the hand. A little low, but slid up into the circle. We got a putt. A little bit outside the circle. Putter's still kind of wet. Embrace it, right? Oh, a little too much hyzer out of the hand. Still learning the steady. I'm still trying to figure out my grip. I didn't bring enough chalk, you know, so limited bag space. It's actually not that I didn't bring enough chalk. I'm just being lazy and don't really feel like cleaning, drying off my disc and then chalking it between every shot. It just begins to be a little bit much sometimes when you're just practicing. That doesn't mean go out there and practice for your whole 3 hours and no one having a single shot where you're gonna set up like you would in the tournament. So maybe I should retract my statement and start carrying a little more. Hole 16 is 314 feet. Another downhill shot. Just left of these two power poles is gonna be where the basket is sitting in that little stand of trees. As a lefty, you're really gonna have to go lefty turnover to avoid this curtain of branches on the left side. Right hand, backhand hyzer in play all day. Color shift zone here. Little wind at our back. Give me that ace elixir. Gong, gong, gong. Not ace elixir, but it's gonna swing in pretty hard for me. And I'm deep by quite a bit. A little zealous there. Too much of that sauce, you know what I'm saying? All right, you guys, I found myself a spot where there's really almost no way to make it. I'm gonna try to punch it through these branches, see if they're nice to me. See if Santa really did come early, eh? Oh, they let me partially through and not able to connect, but even hitting chains on a putt like that feels like a win. It was exciting. I don't know. I felt the excitement. Two more to go. Hole 17 has a pretty cool tree. Used to be living, now is dead, but it lives on with an awesome carving of an eagle holding an American flag on the front side. I've seen pictures of it on UDisc and on people's Instagram and stuff, and I feel like that's the only thing I knew about this park was that it existed and it had a cool tree with an eagle on it. What are you doing if you don't throw the watt here? Tripping. A little too flat out of the hand, but I beat the big tree. That's all you gotta do here. America! Heck yeah! Pretty cool. I do love it, if I say so myself. Kitty meow. He said, I'm living in there. Uh-oh. I don't know what we just said in cat, but it must have been something bad. Because he's running from us. That's why I call them the olive oil chains, y'all. I stopped putting with my Latitude plastic, and now the Latitude made dynamic baskets slid me through. You know, I'm not going to say it's hatred, but might as well be. That's the issue with these ones. As soon as there's any bit of lean involved, see you later. Like a fish out of water. 18 brings us back to the edges of the one-treed Fanghorn Forest. You don't want to go in there at nighttime. Let me tell you what, we just saw a cat come out of there. He was not friendly. Somewhere over there is the basket. There it is. Quick math, probably about 275. Color shift zone. Starting to fade out on me as the light does. And I once again don't really know where this one's at, so bombs away. That's probably well left of it. So far left. I'm learning these discs. One last opportunity to let freedom ring from C2 and get redemption on the last basket. Ain't gonna do it. Left it short. My high school basketball coach said, don't ever be short, you know? If it's short, you can't go in. No travel, no foot fault. You didn't see nothing. That's gonna be a wrap on day 6 of Vlogmas. I appreciate you guys joining. This is course number 173 for me in my course collection journey. Riverside Park, Smithville, Texas, on the banks of the Colorado. Where will tomorrow bring us? Find out then.